What's going on, you all? This is Brother D here, coming back at you with another edition of the Brother D Show podcast. And on tonight's show, we will be talking from the subject, it's time for us to stick together. It is time for us to stick together. So let's just jump right into the show. I really do believe us as a people, especially as a Black or African American people, we need to take the time to stick together. We have to really get to a point where we value our lives, where we're not so fast to take out one another over an argument, over something that could have been hashed out via proper communication. We're losing too many of our brothers, our sisters, our cousins, our friends. We're losing each other by violence. We're losing each other by arguing over stuff that could be settled. There's too much loss going on. There's too much that's happening. The rates of violence and the uptick in all these different things taking place in our local communities is disturbing. And we need to take the time to evaluate what's going on with us. Why can't we seem to get it right? Why can't we seem to get along? Why can't we seem to do these things? And let me get down to the root. There's too much jealousy and envy that's going on amongst our community. Competition is nothing nice, especially in the Black family. We're so competitive at times. We're so cutthroat at times to where it's not fair. It's not fair to who? The next person who's trying to do the right thing. That person who's trying to be the peacemaker. That person who's just trying to be the light of the family. That person who's trying to just be a solid friend. It's not fair to that person to get mistreated, to get cut off, to get kicked out of the clique, kicked out of the group, because of different issues and feelings of insecurity. I must say that this goes back into the times of slavery, where certain seeds were planted on the inside of us that caused us to be separate. We've become separate based off of skin color and skin tone. We've become separate based off of who's lighter and who's darker. We've become separate based off of who looks better than this one. Who can do this and who can do that better? Who can sing better? Who can dress better? Who can rap better? And we have to really take time to think and to remember that we have so many individual gifts and talents that we do not have to become jealous of the next person. Why? Because there's so much that's invested on the inside of us that we need to take time to discover. What is your gift? What is your talent? What is your skill set? Discover that. What do you love to do the most? And when you uncover that and when you take time to deal with that, it's going to cause you to focus more on those things instead of you worrying about or focusing on the next person and their skills. There's too much. Too many of our mothers and fathers, too many of the older people crying over the loss of a loved one. There's too much violence and bloodshed for no decent reason. There's too much. And we have to get rid of the jealousy and the competition that's been in our hearts for generations towards one another. The crab in the barrel mentality that's been in bloodlines for hundreds of years. We have to get rid of it. We have to shift our minds. We got to shift the way we see each other. We have to change how we see one another. Because to be honest with you, if you don't like what you see when you look in the mirror, you're not going to like the person that looks like you. And I'm going to say that again. If you don't like who you see when you look in the mirror, you're not going to like the person that looks like you. So we got to get a better idea, and we have to get a better viewpoint of who we are, so we can properly love and cherish the ones that look like us. How do you view yourself? Do you think you are attractive? Do you think that you're smart? Do you think that you got what it takes to achieve anything? It's been too much fighting and competing against the next person, whether it be in the world, whether it be in entertainment, whether it be in the church, whether it be in any other area of influence. It's too much. We have to take the time to value each other. We have to take the time to value who we are and what we bring to the table. And once we can value ourselves, value each other, and really take time to focus on what we got, when we value ourselves and our own gifts, we can value somebody else and their gifts. We have to stop supporting other people who are not supporting us. And I really feel this, like we have to stop supporting other people who are not pouring into us, other brands or organizations that are not pouring into us. We have to pour into us. We have to love each other. We have to say, you know what? You can make it. You can go forward. Let's link up arm in arm. Let's work as a team. And once we get that mentality that we're going to work together as a team, guess what's going to happen? We're going to become unstoppable. And that's really what it boils down to. We can become unstoppable. And I really want to talk more so about this situation. There are too many helicopters flying over people's heads. Too much back and forth to the hospital. There's too much of the ambulances going up and down the street. When does enough become enough? When do we value life and say, you know what? I'm going to view this person as somebody who I really care about and not someone who I'm intimidated of. We have to think about that. We have to take time to really think about it and say, you know what? I got to do better. Because life isn't guaranteed. It's not guaranteed to anyone. It's not guaranteed to you. It's not guaranteed to me. It's not guaranteed. Our next breath is not guaranteed. So let's take the time to love each other. Let's take the time to call one another and say, you know what? Hey, so-and-so, bro, sis, are you good? You need anything? How was your day? How was your weekend? Just those few words can help lift somebody from out of a low place. It can lift somebody from out of depression. It can lift somebody, God forbid, from suicidal thoughts. It can lift somebody from being in a place where they're isolated and they feel like they don't have anybody to talk to. It can lift somebody from out of the pit, from out of the prison that somebody could be in their mind, thinking that nobody loves me, thinking that nobody cares about me or understands what I'm going through. We got to stop calling each other whenever it's convenient. We got to stop getting in contact with each other whenever we see fit, and say, you know what? I'm going to call you just because I haven't heard from you in a long time. I'm going to call you just because. And that's seriously something that we need to do and we need to implement. We have to get back to normalizing that. We have to get back to normalizing just calling each other. Let me check on you to see if you straight. So let's prioritize those things. Let's normalize the things that we used to do when we were younger. The things that we might have been taught. And even if you were not taught it, you could start a brand new tradition. Let's implement these things. And I believe once we implement these things, that we'll see a change in our community. We'll see a change in our culture. We'll see a change across the board. But it all starts with how we view ourselves. Because you can't really love the next person if you really don't love yourself. We got to love us. In order for anything else that I've said on this show, in order for any of that to go well, we have to love each other. We got to unwrap and we got to uncover what's been eaten away at us, because sometimes we lash out and sometimes we attack each other because we feel hurt. We feel bruised. We feel torn up on the inside, and we got to get rid of that in order for us to love each other. Get rid of all that stuff that's in you. Get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Do what you can to get it out your system. Like I said on the previous show, you got to do what you can. Do what you can. And once you can get from out of that low place, once you can get from out of that state, guess what? Things will start looking a whole lot brighter. And I truly believe that. I truly do believe it. Let's do it. Let's make some changes. If we want to see the change, we have to be the change. Again, if we want to see the change, we got to be the change. We can make it. We can stop the cycles. But we have to be willing to try. We have to be willing to take the necessary steps. Take the first step. Take the second step. After you take the second step, take the third step. We got to get these things done. So our generations that come after us won't have to keep seeing these things played out over and over and over. They won't have to see this with you. They will have to see this with their grandparents. They will have to see this with a great aunt or a great uncle. They won't have to see all these different things play out in their life. If you make the changes now, you can help to save the generations that's going to come through you. If you be the change, you are going to see the change. And I believe that's what we need to do in order for things to shift in a positive way, and in order for all of this craziness to die down. I really do believe that these things are going to change our world, change our community, and it's going to change us as a people. So I hope that you got something from out of today's show. I hope that you took the time to think about it, and you take these steps. You can go back from the beginning of the show and take time to really implement these things. Share this with those who are in the circle, those who are in your network, and let them know we can do it. But we got to believe it. All right, this is Brother D. Wall. Make sure that you check out the website, brotherDshowpodcast.com. We are going to keep going forward. And once again, the ebook is out, Executing Your Idea for Business. You can check it out on Amazon.com/ebooks. Again, that's Amazon.com/ebooks, Executing Your Idea for Business. If you have something that you want to do, something that you want to execute before the year is over, check out the ebook in your spare time. All right, have a good one.